A lot of you know, so this deck is the Tarot of the New Vision, the Tarot of the New Vision, okay? And there is a book in it, and I don't read books, but I needed to quickly, briefly go over, and it's pretty much what it says on the tin. It's the new vision, so you have to use your vision and clairvoyant abilities. So what I've experienced through the 2 readings that I've used these cards with so far is that it gets very deep, where I can see sometimes past life stuff, things that have happened in the past with past people, also what's going on in your environment now, and then what is also coming up, and it gets very deep. It gets very deep, and if you know me as a reader, I am very visionary, okay? That's why I love these cards, because I'm seeing so much through them at the moment. So if you are interested in that deck, okay, it's the Tarot of New Vision. It gives you the other side of the perspective of what you don't see through the Rider-Waite. It gives you, well, you can see this side and that side, so it's like a mirror, okay? Well, to me, it's like looking at a mirror. So you mirror a lot. So there's a lot of mirror stuff that goes on through people's readings, okay? Because when you're dealing with external environment and internal conflict and external conflict, okay, of separation and avoidance and soulmate relationships and karma in general, it's a lot about mirroring, and it's a lot about manifesting, okay? So hopefully that will give you, so the thing that I've got coming up is the shopkeeper and the timekeeper, okay? So it's because it's about taking things back and responses that you can't do. Like if you was at a shop and you went to a shop and you bought something, okay? So if you bought something pretty much like this, okay, like I'm trying to stop smoking, but you could take this back if you had a receipt, okay? But you can't take back what you do or what you say as an action and a response, okay? That leads to an explosion of a tower of internal conflict that we can have, okay? Because it's always about you. It relates to what I did about you, okay? So if you want to watch that, it is on the discussion page, but there's a few other things in the description that you can find other than tarot readings, okay? So let's get on with the reading. So the first house, so this is the outer environment and the external environment and how you can manifest things, because it's the karma card. It's always the first card that's out, okay? So you've got like conflict. So this is like, because of the external, like the external appearance of pride and the things that happen karmically to us within our external environment, okay? Things can be of like internal conflict that leads to external conflict, where you can be battling with people. This can be like also play fighting, but this can be where things are like starting to feel like they might be out of control a little bit, because it's what you've manifested through a period of time of your karma, because it's the karma card, okay? So when things in the mind can become very stuck, okay, we can start to have internal conflict, and then externally, okay, we start to push things away, and that's how we kind of learn to deal with things. So it needs dealing. So it's not a breakup, it's just like, it's either a fight or it's a play fight, or it's just internal or external conflict that you're having within yourself that seems to be happening in your environment at the moment, because it's more an environmental card for the first card of where things need resolve, okay? So it's like a resolving energy. It's not like it's like you're resolving some kind of internal conflict externally, but you're also resolving that with your partners or what's happening within your life, and that's just kind of like not a choice upon the matter really, because it's your karma card, okay? So second house, so go to pretty much how you see them and how you see one another at the moment, is a lot about communication. So this is a message that's going to be coming in. So through your external environment, okay, if it's to do with work and career and finances and family, okay, because there's also parts of family, well, it can because it's heading this way towards the family and the communication. So it's about like fast communication. Now sometimes within your environment it can mean like cutthroat kind of energy, or it's not. It's just a message that's coming in or going out. So this can be within your environment. So if your environment starts to become out of control, okay, you can start to come in fast with messages about things. If it's about job, you're looking for a job and you're kind of like heading in that direction in order to communicate about it, okay? So then we go to the third house of what it's all about, family, and also how you're communicating. So it's about marriage. It's about a marriage or a commitment or a long-term commitment. But this is the sign of Taurus, so it can be sun, moon, rising, or any parts of chart. Or normally this is like, so some of you, so how you communicate and also family, there's that you're probably finding someone that's in your environment of a past marriage where they've turned their back and you're turning their back on you, because someone could like feel like someone's a snake all the time, and then one wants freedom from that marriage, or they want freedom from something karmically, or they want freedom from some kind of structure, or some, because this can be your external environment of work also, where it's very stuck at the moment, it's just not moving anywhere, and you want to like freedom from it, you want freedom from this restriction. If it's a past marriage, okay, you could see them as a snake and that you want freedom from that, okay. Now if it's the new, like the new vision, okay, this is what you're communicating about with the new, because this is also karma, so you have karma of something very strong still with new person, but also with still attachment, if you still have attachment with old things in your life, because this also talks about new and old, okay. So this is the foundation of the relationship. So if it's new, the foundation of the relationship is built on a commitment and built on something very strong karmically also. So karma is bad, good or bad, either way it doesn't really matter, it's because you learn through it. So pretty much what I'm saying, the foundation of whatever's going on is very strong, okay. So it needs like sacrifice, and which is going to be parts of the video, but also like separation. So this could be separation of a marriage or separation of contract, but it could also be a new contract that you're looking for or in, that you want a commitment with, okay, because it's also like freeing energy, and then also something from the past of being deceptive, and also someone that's like constantly in decision mode. It's a bit like the Hierophant, okay. Oh, it is the Hierophant, sorry, it is the Hierophant. Okay, so let's go on to the fourth house. So the fourth house, wow, so it's about a commitment. It's about the twin flame journey, or the soulmate journey, or something very strong, or a marriage, or a commitment, or something overseas. Something, oh, it's not, it's fields. It looks like sea in the background, okay, distance. But the Four of Wands talk about aligning yourself with a calling also, a calling. So a calling of maybe separating something from the past, and that you might be communicating with that with somebody, okay. So it might be something to do with finances, because this is like a CEO also, someone that owns their own business or their company, or is a guide, or is a healer also, okay. But it's like trying to separate yourself away from that, and communication coming in also about where you're communicating about a new partnership or a relationship with someone, or something that's very strong, committed, that leads into like marriage, because this is also like the marriage card. This is also like the twin flame soulmate kind of union of wanting to be with the person that you're actually involved with at the moment, okay. So it's a very good card. But on the new vision side, because this Hierophant is also in reverse, it's kind of saying that you've got some kind of conflict that's going on with that, to do with communication about an old marriage and then a new marriage, because this is also like new commitment also. So if it's the same person that you've been dealing with for a long while, it still might mean that you're turning your back on it, but you're then trying to new visionary work onto something new, or you're just communicating about your marriage and your strong commitment that you're in, and there's some kind of conflict with that. So you're going on to the fifth house. Okay, so the fifth house is the expression, the passion, and the drama. So this is a sign of Libra, so you can have it in your chart, or they do, or this is pretty much to do with children. Okay, in here, it seems a lot about where one, like the feminine, is trying to pull away from the masculine, and the masculine is kind of like winning, because the child is kind of like further on towards the more of the male. It doesn't matter about male and female, but here it's kind of like, you know, no, I'm keeping, because there's something yet to be revealed. Like there's a revealing here, there's a veil here of time, a veil of time, and this is about karma also, the karmic hands of time, of where it's been a long time, of where you've been fighting and battling with someone, probably over a marriage maybe, or children, okay. But karmic law also, of where there's something that's facing that needs kind of dealing with. This can also be work, where things can be at conflict with, and the fact that there needs karmic justice in this. There needs to be some kind of balance to the situation that you've got going on around you because it's causing some kind of internal conflict. The 5 is always about internal conflict. Okay, when we have internal conflict, we always think that everybody else around us is out of control, but it's because we have internal conflict of where we're not happy around where we are. Okay, so when we are not happy as a light source of energy of a person, okay, it starts to reflect out of where it manifests confusion, and then we think that it's everybody else, but it's really something that we need to release and let go, to sacrifice, to make things better in the end. Okay, so it takes great pain. Unfortunately, that's what we're here for. Of where the one source of energy was about a sacrificial lamb, okay, Lucifer and us, of what I teach with the plate, okay. So sometimes the thing that we don't even want to sacrifice in order to see things better in the end, you know, it's because of children. Normally when I say who's the most important person in your life, in order to make things better for them, it takes a lot of sacrifice in order to make your life better for them in the long run of the bigger picture. Okay, so sometimes we stay stuck and stagnant in situations because we think it's better for the child, but in the long run they're really not learning much from it because you're unhappy. Okay, so when you are happy in the long run, they will be happy in the long run when you make your life better, that presents itself to you as a picture that you can create when you start to create, when you have to start from the beginning of the tower. You have to start from the beginning of a tower with nothing in order to build something up better for that. Okay, because that's what it seems. It seems like these two here are fighting over children, and one is trying to pull one towards the other, and it's not helping the situation because you're both stuck. Like, you're both stuck fighting over something like a marriage or a commitment or a new commitment, because you have the 4 of Wands also of happiness, but you also have turning your back on it. But you have someone that's trying to pull children away, and someone that's saying, well, I'm losing. It's like a lose-lose battle. You know, it's this. The 5 is a lose-lose battle. It's part of the mind. It's part of the ego, where the battle and the struggle of fighting is much more worse when you keep doing it than what it is to let it go. You have to let things go in order to see it grow. That's what I was saying. You know, sacrifice is about, okay, well, it's really going to hurt, but in the long run, when I make my life better, my life will become better in the end for the children when we are not together. Okay, something like that, because someone's trying to pull things. It's like they're keeping you stuck. Okay, they're keeping you stuck in this conflict of where they're making you feel like you're in conflict because of this person, the person that's suffering the most in the middle. If it's been going on for a long time, because this can talk about a long time. Okay, Libra energy, you know, can talk about a long time, and so can Taurus, because it's a marriage. So yeah, so it's been going on for a long time. This is like a long time, you know, because it's a marriage. It's, you know, it's a document. It's a receipt that you get from a shopkeeper. You know, you can take something back to a shop, and it's an exchange. I'll do that. I'll do the video because it's a lot about that. Okay. Because you can't take back what you do or what you say if you're into a contract of certain things karmically, and also within just how I'm going to envision this story that I'm going to try to give to people. But because this is talking about a long time, this is also the children that end up getting also of where it happens in their karma also, because this is your karma, so it's their karma because they come from you. Okay, but we are light sources of beings of unfortunate sacrifice. That's what life is about, is the tower, because it's a 7, so it's always about you. It's never about anybody else, you know, even though as human beings, because we look at people as the creation of, but the real big creation of was the person that really created you, which was God and Lucifer and us. We create one another. As a chain and a cycle of sacrifice, unfortunately. You know, you can never see anything grow if you don't put time and effort into the right direction of energy. When you fight and you blame one another, and that externally makes your environment conflicted, where you feel conflicted, where you think it's everybody else, but it's also something that needs release, because it's about letting go. It's always about letting go. You know, it's always about letting go. Structure. I know this is probably difficult because this is talking about marriage here. This is talking about marriage. You know, it is. But you also have something new, because this is new also, the 4. let's see what the overall energy is. The overall energy, there you go. So it is also something new, like it's a new opportunity in a new direction, a passionate offer to see it grow. This is someone that shows up in life, that grows for ascension, that shows up as someone as who they are as an opportunity also. But it's it's a really good reading, because generally overall you have the Sagittarian energy. Now, whether you have this in your chart or not, you have Temperance. So it means that it's divinely guided pretty much by your spirit guides, pretty much, you know, also. But this is also a guide that's helping you through that also, or you're helping yourself through it, or you just have this in your chart, or they do, Sagittarian energy. But this is an opportunity to go in a new direction, could be a water sign, also Pisces maybe, because it's Jupiter, so the opposite sign. The ancient ruler of Pisces is Sagittarius is Jupiter, so it's like a reward, so it's kind of like divinely guided as an opportunity for something new in a new direction. This is something new that occurs through separating of what I'm picking up. Separating, because it can also be of assets and things like that need doing through work also. Through work, you know, because the aces all talk about communication. The Ace of Wands talk about a passionate new beginning, but like a beginning in that, with where it would take action in order for you to get that opportunity. It would take a great sacrifice and action that you would have to take yourself to create that opportunity for it to grow for yourself, like the Tower. Okay, it grows bigger. This sometimes can be a very small offer, but for ascension of an opportunity, it grows as big as that, you know. So it's someone that shows up with action, that is around you, that is also a guide, that shows up in what they do, you know. So you're showing up for work, you're showing up, you're communicating, also about a partnership and a relationship. But on the back of this one, there is one that likes freedom, but there is also one from the past also that is probably a snake also, okay? Because this is a different deck. It's not the same deck as normal. But this is alignment, 1111 cooling. So it's like karmic justice also. But there's still something yet to be revealed about it. It's halfway there, but it takes action from you in order to do things in life, Capricorn. You know, it does. Because karma, everybody in life, everybody, and it doesn't matter whose soul is what and what they've experienced. Everybody has experienced life themselves. Okay, because it's about yourself constantly. It doesn't matter what anybody's life has been like, or has, or doesn't have, or did have. As an individual person, of that you can't never control, because you can only control your own inner being of light of yourself. You can't control your external environment, because it grows around you. It's time, it's metaphysics, it doesn't physically exist. Okay, so karma is always that you always have your own. Okay, that's why you learn about it. Okay, so at the moment, it's really good, because you have Temperance, you have something new and something old, because this is like a marriage, something old, something new, something blue, is what I always pick up through this deck with these two cards. The Hierophant and Justice is about marriage, commitment, separation, avoidance, all that kind of stuff. With this 4 also, so it's about something old, something new, something blue. This person here is holding something blue and something old, something old, something new, something blue. So you got 3 there. Okay, 3. I didn't realise that, but yeah, something old, something new, something blue. I don't know if you can see that through the colour of this actual card, but yeah, this one here is really blue. And it's the light blue, so it could be water sign, blue. Someone could be Aries maybe from the past, someone that's red, or Taurus. Red and blue. You've got red and blue. Something old, something new, and something blue. So you could have some kind of destructional things that are just kind of at the moment, I've just got too much going on, and that's probably what's causing this conflict maybe. But this, on a good spin, this is kind of just like information of where you're talking about either a commitment that you want to be in, or a marriage that you want to get out of, or that you want to be in, or that you're just communicating well about that, or you're communicating harshly about trying to separate from one, or just information about a new commitment, or a new marriage, or a new partnership or relationship, because this is partnership, relationship, karmic law also, Hierophant. Yeah, So it'll be interesting to see what happens for the rest of this. But you've got opportunity. You've got an opportunity, and you've got temperance. So it's going to temper and balance itself out the more you temper and balance yourself out through, well, through whatever happens over on Vimeo. But yeah, there is still a buy all option, okay, for 3 months over there on the monthly, so being your monthly, okay. I will ask the questions, I forget what questions I will ask, but I will ask questions about how does the other people see you, how do they think and how do they feel about you, and what is going on in their life. So what's going on in their life externally from you, also what's going on with them, and then also how do they think and how do they feel about you, okay. So we'll go through those, and I will clarify some of these with the same deck, okay, with the same deck, and it tells me a lot more when this picture starts to really form, okay. But we'll see what's going to happen. But there's a buy all option, or the rest of the reading is like $3 or $4, something like that. It's really not very expensive, but it's in the description along with a reading. If you want readings, okay, I'm going to do pretty much the same as this for like a month or just over a month overview of where I'll do pretty much the same as this for £25, which is what, just over $25, something like that it'll be. The pound and the dollar is really not too much difference. But anyway, everything will be in the description. If you want that reading, just let me know. There's an email in the description. Okay, Capricorn, cheers guys, peace.